All right, let's take off these headphones first because we don't really need them. Put those off to the side. And it's Saturday night. What are we going to play? Phantasy Star Online. So first things first, let's load up the patcher and see who we can find online. Here we go. Okay, the patcher is loading. And hopefully it won't give us too much of an issue. My mission this week is actually going to be to try and do a little bit of TLC with this particular machine. The LED is officially gone. Doesn't seem to be affecting the controller port or anything, but the LED is shot. So I have to rip it open and probably resolder in either a new LED or just check to see if there's like a cold solder joint or something simple like that. Already did a little bit of maintenance on one of my secondary Dreamcast downstairs. I showed off the last video. I got a Dreamcon controller, the Bluetooth controller, which is fantastic. It's a bit pricey, but I got mine for a fairly decent price, so I was pretty happy with it. But if you are going to buy it directly from the guy, I think it sets you back about, it's about 160 Canadian, and you have to supply your own controller too. So there's a downside to that. But anyways, I got it for far less than that. And it works great. Like, it's really, really responsive. I was super impressed with it. So what I tried to play downstairs in my basement, you know, on the big TV with the Akura, I have warmed up to the Akura a little bit. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's not terrible either. Anyways, yeah, I started playing Shenmue of all games. Big open world RPG. I guess I probably should have hooked up my broadband adapter, but that's okay. And I noticed it would only go to the first cutscene. It would go to the end of the first cutscene where Ryu walks in and his father gets killed and everything. But then after that it would freeze. So I was like, oh man, is it the disc? But the disc I have is in extremely mint condition, so I knew it wasn't going to be the disc. So the other thing that it probably could have been, and turns out it was the laser seems to have started to fail in that particular Dreamcast. That isn't exactly the end of the world. Eventually you probably will have to replace your laser. Unfortunately, there's the cost of getting a old new stock laser is pretty much the same price as getting another Dreamcast. So until we've exploited all the Dreamcasts in the world, you know, it's not really the best investment of money to go and spend it on a new laser at the moment. Altamira. Cool, let's go to Altamira. Yeah, let's go to that block. So anyways, what you can do, it's a pretty easy fix, is adjust the laser. Now, what you have to do is you have to open up your Dreamcast. So there's 4 screws on the back. You got to pop out your modem or LAN connection or whatever. And you have to take the laser apart. And on the back of the laser, first thing you want to do is you want to push the laser track all the way to the end. There's no teams, eh? Okay, well, we'll start our own team for the meantime. Create a team. PSO version 2. Team name. UGB. Enter. Sweet. Cool. Actually, I'm going to put a shout out on the Dreamcast, sorry, the Facebook forum. See if anybody is down to play. So, Silverant, PSO. Silver Ramp PSO. Alright. A game UGB. Oh, cool. We got somebody in there. Awesome. Okay, cool. So let's just register our team and hopefully Riku can join in. Yeah, so what you can do is you can adjust the laser. So the way you do that is, like I said, you take apart your Dreamcast, you pop open the laser, and you lift the laser lid open, push the track all the way to the end, so you got a bit of wiggle room, and there's going to be a small screw on the back of your laser. It's like a kind of like a bronze-ish screw. Give it like a little hair turn clockwise, and that should fix your laser, at least in the short term. Eventually you may have to replace it altogether, but in the short term it seems to help. Hey, hey. What did you... Not much, just getting back into PSO after working a ton this week. What did you feel like playing? And yeah, so after I did that, the game worked flawlessly. There's no problem, and it actually sounded a lot quieter too, which was kind of nice. Good idea. I can only unlock forest at the moment. Did you want to see who else joins in? I put a shout out on PSO FB group. Okay, cool. So who knows? Maybe we'll get another group of people jumping in. All right. In the meantime, let's just join our friend Riku and do a quick run of the forest. So yes, I started playing Shenmue. The first time I actually really decided to start playing Shenmue. And I gotta admit, it's pretty addictive. I don't necessarily... Hey, cool. Thanks, Aaron. Glad it's working out. I can't really hear what's going on my end, so sort of relying on everybody else. But I'm glad it's working pretty flawlessly. That's cool. I've been doing a lot of work to kind of iron out some of the kinks in terms of oh, come on, tag. Oh, we got him. Awesome. In terms of making sure everything syncs up properly, because straight out of the box OBS is not that cooperative. But yeah, anyways, as I was saying about Shenmue, so yeah, it's pretty addictive. I don't necessarily like the control setup that much. It's, the camera's a little bit awkward, but overall it's pretty decent. Okay, don't want that, don't want that. See if we can tag these guys before they're dead. Cool, we got them. The one thing, like, I think they're supposed to be remastering that game. Don't quote me on it. But if they do and they have the original audio files, it sounds like they were encoded in a really, really low bit rate. Like almost phone quality. And I assume that's because there's so much dubbing that had to be done for that particular game. But it'd be nice if they had the original high quality WAV files or however they recorded it. And they can polish them up for if they do decide to do an original remaster. that said, there's been no real confirmation of a remaster at this point either, so kind of wishful thinking. I didn't support the Shenmue 3 Kickstarter, and the only reason I didn't do that was just because I don't have any of the systems that it we released on. So I'm kind of waiting to see if it'll get released on Switch, and then I'll be like a slacker backer or something. The cool thing about it, I didn't realize this, is that I guess whatever you do in the original Shenmue game, you can transition on to Shenmue 2. So it just kind of builds on your existing save file. Again, I haven't really got that far into it, so I don't necessarily know what that means. Like, I don't know if your character builds up different kind of stats or anything, or if there's items or weapons that need to be carried over. But anyways, very interesting game, very deep game. The Dreamcast Junkyard, actually, like when they first started out, they managed to connect with the guy who did the original voice dubbing for Shenmue, and I guess he got invited back. Oh shit, I gotta get back and get some fucking... Oh shit, oh shit, I gotta get some meats. They did an interview with the guy who did the original voice dubbing. I can't remember his name for the life of me. But anyways, he was invited back to do the voice dubbing for 3, and you know, it's just kind of cool. I had no idea there was going to be a Skies of Arcadia reboot on the Switch. I think that's amazing, actually. I don't have a Switch. Oh, come on. I don't have a Switch yet, but I certainly will. It's definitely going to be mine eventually. The only reason I'm really waiting out is because I don't ever buy into the day one releases of consoles. And from what I understand, there's a lot of issues with batteries and stuff like that too, so I'm kind of hoping they're going to release it with a bit better of a battery life. I don't like the idea that it apparently overheats as well. I do like some of the releases they have on it, particularly Skyrim. I'd be really interested to play that. But yeah, Skies, if they do like a legitimate Skies release, I think that'd be fantastic. What happened to your DreamPi? Did weird. I just bought a LVI from DC Live USB. It is fantastic. So there's no plans to release Skies, or there's no plan to remaster it, or is it just the reboot that they're talking about now? Hey, what's going on? I suggested he had it shipped here in a week. Okay, let's catch up. It just makes the setup look so much nicer. Yeah, happy Saturday, guys. Hope everybody's having a fantastic weekend. So far, so good, although I plan to have a better week, because the family's taken off to the cottage, and I am not, and I'm not working, which means nothing but me time, isolating in my basement, not talking to anyone. Can't wait. It's gonna be fantastic. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Didn't even get a shot off. Wow. Alright. Give me 1 second, everybody. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, that was funny. I don't know if anybody heard something going off in the background. But all of a sudden, kind of out of nowhere. Sorry, I should reply to my partner here. Sorry about that. Had to do some IRL stuff for a sec. I don't know if anybody heard like a horn going off in the background, but it's about 10:30 here in Toronto at the moment, and we were playing, and all of a sudden this horn was going off in my bathroom. So earlier today, here's a personal story, nothing to do with Dreamcast, but my daughter was playing with this like remote control car she really likes. It's this little truck that beeps and stuff. Anyway, she decided to throw it in the tub, and I thought it was broken, so I just kind of left it on the sink, didn't really think much about it. And then I guess it started to dry out and it just started honking spontaneously, so rather than deal with it and try to figure out what's wrong with it, I just threw it outside. Actually, I think you can use DreamPi for Saturn. There's a way to like send the net link through it or something like that, so I've seen the guys doing it on Dreamcast Live. I don't have a Saturn, so I wouldn't know how to do that exactly, but apparently you can use your DreamPi to connect and play some of the older, I can't remember which games they were playing, so don't take my word as the gospel, but I know there's a couple of racing games people were talking about. Isn't Panzer Dragoon Saga kind of like the most sought after Saturn game? Or the most expensive, at least? Don't quote me on that one either. I really know nothing about the Saturn. I've owned one. I got it for like 20 bucks a while ago. And I was going to think about collecting for it. And then I saw the prices of games. Like, yeah, no thanks. Sold it. Yeah, we don't have anybody. Just a bunch of droids. We need some casters in here so that way we can get some people to heal us up. I have two, but never used them. I use a Panther for Quake nowadays. That's fantastic for it. Okay, I spelled fantastic kind of funky, but that's fine. You guys get the point. I think they're re-releasing. I can't remember. Are they re-releasing Panzer Dragoon Saga on some sort of console, or maybe it's just being released to that like new Sega Forever thing? Again, don't quote me on that. I haven't downloaded Sega Forever. Doesn't really interest me that much. I've got multiple other ways of playing Sega games, and to play them on a mobile platform just seems kind of. I have a feeling they'll be neutered, although I haven't played it yet, so I don't know how sort of true they are to the original games. Yeah, man, totally get a DreamPi set from Dreamcast Live. I actually amended the video that I released last year, showing people how to connect, because you know it's become kind of antiquated nowadays. Oh shit, okay. Here we go. Let's see if this kills him. Fuck. The camera. I can't see shit. 1, 2, 3. Alright, sweet. Got him out of the way. Ugh. You can't control the camera in this. You're sort of at the mercy of whatever it's doing. Sega Forever. That's that new iOS platform. And I think it's for Android as well. And basically, Sega is releasing all of their old legacy titles on the phone now. So apparently, you can play everything for free, which is kind of an interesting business model. I guess there's ads built into the games, and if you want to remove the ads, then you have to pay. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. I think they've only released a handful of titles right now. Yeah, and you know what? Like, PC Wizard actually isn't asking that much for the kits. As a person who's built a few of these setups before, he's not really making that much money on what he's selling when you take into consideration the shipping and the time and everything like that. I think he's asking a pretty reasonable price for his kits. So again, like if you're not really comfortable building it, and his new kits with the new USB line voltage inducers, they look pretty sharp. And really that's all you need. You can buy your own Raspberry Pi pretty easily. And after you get the new line voltage inducer, which is all it does is look like a USB modem. You just need a phone line, an SD card, and a Raspberry Pi, and you're good to go. So by all means, buy the kits, support the site and everything like that. But yeah, they've made it really simple. I'm not sure if he's doing it himself or if he's getting what's that other person's name, Shoma, to do it. Because I know that Shoma is kind of the main person behind a lot of the new servers going up. So, do I have a... I thought I had a telepipe. Oh, I do. Cool. Need mates. Bad. I've heard a few people say that they've been able to replace the actual laser lens. I'm not sure if that's what fails or if it's the actual motor. So far I haven't had a Dreamcast completely fail on me, so I'm kind of in the clear, but oh shit, I forgot I gave all my money to that dude last time. Do I have any money in the bank? Oh fuck, I'm broke. But yeah, anyway, so PC's not really asking that much for his kits. If you just want to kind of get something and not have to worry about it, I highly suggest just buying from Dreamcast Live. I'm not sure if they've got a backlog on orders or not, but he's pretty reliable. So definitely don't. I think everything's kind of done through PayPal mostly. But he'll let you know if things are running behind or you know, if the orders are going to be delayed for whatever reason. That said, the guy that I'm buying the USB GD-ROM from, man, his customer service is not that good. Now, I heard that's true of this dude. He just gets overwhelmed. And he's from Germany, so I guess English isn't his first language. And communicating in English isn't the best. But, yeah, I tried to get in touch with the guy to see if I can update my order and upgrade it to include a lid switch. Which I didn't even think about it, but I guess it's kind of necessary for playing certain games where you're going to need to, oh shit, okay, well, that person wasn't glitching out. Where you're going to need to swap discs. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's there for. So say you have like Grandia 2, well, not Grandia 2, but let's say Skies of Arcadia, for instance. You got to swap into disc 2. I guess you've got to lift a lid switch, so. Oh, cool. Wonder what this is. Wonder if the person I'm playing with plays on PC, because they kind of avoided that weapon. And I think PC allows you to see certain things like, come on, like what the weapon is before you even take it. Yeah, it is a very good deal. Like I was saying before, if you don't want to have to be worried about putting it all together yourself, just buy it from Dreamcast Live. I'm not affiliated with those guys in any way other than the fact that we play games sometimes, so don't think it's me making any money on the back end. It's just I put them together. I kind of know how difficult it is to get everything up and running, and it's a good deal. Especially when you think about the actual modem. You don't always have the best of luck getting a modem that's compatible with the Raspberry Pi. I got lucky, but I had to order 3. And they were all from AliExpress too, so they took months to come in. When I first got my Dreamcast, actually, the first thing I started doing was playing burn games. And I thought to myself, okay, this is awesome. In fact, I told my girlfriend, I was like, yeah, don't sweat it. I'm just going to play these CDRs. You can burn all the games. They're all available online. I'm not going to start collecting for a new system. And then she just saw the pile getting bigger and bigger and bigger. She's like, I thought you told me you were just going to burn games and put them in a CD wallet. What are all these Dreamcast games here? And I was like, I'm sorry. I couldn't say no. So when you say better lasers, so later versions of the Dreamcast, like the Model 2s, they have a better laser. So I've only ever had Model 1s. I've never had Model 0s. Although there's a new Kickstarter that's coming out. I should probably start supporting it sooner than later. It's a new PSU for the Dreamcast, new power supply unit. And come on. And the cool thing about it is that it allows you to do things like, oh shoot, I should have donated or something. The cool thing with this PSU is that it allows you to hook up 12 volt, like additional 12 volt and 5 volt items to it. So why would that be useful? Well, for instance, like say you get a USB GD-ROM, and that supposedly runs off can run up to a 2 terabyte hard drive. Now most flash drives nowadays, they don't need an external power supply, but say you do have a hard drive that does require an external power supply. Well, the advantage of this would be that instead of having to have a plug sticking out of your Dreamcast rather, making it a little bit unsightly, you can kind of tuck it away inside the Dreamcast and connect it directly to the PSU without having to worry about kind of overheating it and straining the power supply. I have seen some people try to patch off and use like a DC to DC step-up converter, and that's all well and good, but unless you really know what you're doing, you kind of don't want to play around with sort of tweaking the voltage on your Dreamcast that much, or any electronics item for that matter. And that's only just because you run the risk of shorting things. And you know, I'm definitely not an electronics engineer or anything, but I've definitely fucked up a couple keyboards and stuff trying to mod them when it was beyond my skill set. Here we go. Perfect. I think the game's running pretty smoothly, unless it's the stream that's lagging, but as far as I know, it should be running pretty well. Alright, here we go. Yeah, USB GD-ROMs do exist. There's the guy who does the GD-EMU. I just gave up on him because he has very small batches that always seem to run, like they always seem to go out of print before I even have a chance to check it out. So I've kind of quit trying to wait around for that dude. And from what I understand, the USB version is actually better, because I think the guy who does the GD-EMU, his board doesn't support all games. I guess there's some games that it has difficulty figuring out, and I think it only supports up to what was it there, like 32 gigabytes of data at a time. So that could be a bit of an issue, because then you're going to have multiple cards sitting around. Whereas with the USB GD-ROM, assuming that, you know, it's, come on, assuming the information I've read is correct, you can just hook up like a regular 2 terabyte hard drive to it and pretty much get every game from the NTSC collection, every game from the Japanese collection, every game from the PAL UK collection, and also get and also get any kind of hacks or mods or stuff like that as well. So today I am not using the BBA. I forgot to hook that up in time, so I'm just using the regular DreamPi, but it seems to be running pretty smooth. I haven't had any lag issues. A couple people corrected me on lag, and I guess maybe it wasn't necessarily lag that I was experiencing, but I was definitely experiencing some frame dropping. So I guess just to clear that up, occasionally the frames will drop. Cool, didn't die. I love it. Alright, so we might have to actually start a quest, because nice. Because I cannot go any further. Okay. So unfortunately I was only able to unlock the forest. So if we want to go to like the ruins or anything like that, maybe I'll have to have Riku do that for me. Can you unlock any other levels? I'm just using the normal modem, and I'm connecting the normal modem to my DreamPi, and yeah, that's pretty much how most people connect nowadays. I don't use Blueburst, so I couldn't tell you. I haven't explored that. So all I use primarily is Silverant. Okay, can we get to caves? I don't think we can. We can get to caves. Cool. Yeah, there's a couple ways you could do that. Ideally, you'd like to get online though. Like you can download the quest directly to your VMU, just by the same way I did it, like through DreamPi or through the broadband connection, connecting to Silverant, and downloading the quest that way. Or you can download them by using your web browser to your VMU again. Or you could just download the files, put them on. Ooh, wow, that's nice against machine. Cool. No. Put them on an SD card, and then what you can do is, if you got an SD card reader that connects to your serial port, you could save those files to your VMU that way by using something like Dreamshell or something. The broadband adapter that I use is a Japanese broadband adapter, and yeah, they can get pretty pricey, but I did get lucky on mine. I think I paid was it 125 or no, it was 140 I got for mine, which, you know, is still pricey for me, but yeah, far less than what other people are selling for. Cool. One sec. Okay, let's sell this. I think I saw that I picked up something that I can't use. If you are going to download the quests from Silverant, the one thing I would suggest doing is getting like a 4-time memory card, only because it uses up so much space on your memory card that you really don't want anything else on there. And I would also suggest using the VMU tool to open up the additional, I think it's 43 blocks of space on each VMU slot as well. Okay, let's get rid of this item. And we can give that to somebody else. Nice, that's a good deal. I paid, I think it came to like 160 Canadian with shipping. So it was a broadband adapter in the box and everything. It looked pretty cool. It was nice to have the box info and stuff, although I'm not much of a box collector, only because of space. Like, I'll look at it and I appreciate it, and then I kind of tuck it away and forget about it. But yeah, it was kind of nice to get like a complete one, just to have fun with. And the Japanese broadband adapter, it'll work with any Dreamcast. It'll work with North American Dreamcast. It'll work with PAL UK Dreamcast, anything. It doesn't matter. The only difference is the packaging and the model number. But the good thing about the Dreamcast is any of the peripherals, they're not region locked. So you can pretty much use any peripheral on any system with no worry of having to use something like Codebreaker, for instance, which allows you to play pretty much any game on any system just by breaking region coding. Oh shit, I'm gonna get fucked here. Hey, good night or good morning from Costa Rica. Okay, the one shitty thing about our team right now is that we don't have anybody that can cast any cool tech. So we're all just kind of fighting for a little corner to snipe in. Awesome. Yeah, the community is definitely getting up there. I mean, I only really started getting back online about 2 years ago, and that's when I put that tutorial together because it's still kind of the wild, wild west. Nobody really had a consistent list of steps or information or materials that you needed to build the DreamPi. There was the DreamPi software released by Luke Besson, and I suggest supporting him if you're going to be using the DreamPi software. I throw him a couple bucks, and I also support the Patreon of the Dreamcast Live. But anyways, there was that, and he had like a crude picture that was kind of blurry that showed you how to make a line voltage inducer. Now it was really hard to see where everything was on it, but after a bit of trial and error I was able to kind of figure it out, and then just kind of mapped out the steps, and that's when I put that tutorial together. Also, just in terms of configuring your Dreamcast and things like that too, there was no real information on what you needed to do to get it all running together smoothly. So I don't know, I just tried to put something that I thought would be useful together and helped out a few folks at the time, but like everything in life, it is... Oh shit, that's a nice gun. It's gone the way of the dinosaurs. It's done. Okay, this guy is gonna be a pain in my ass. Come on, just die already. I gotta bring my man Riku back. Where is he? There we go. Oh shit, I forgot I ran out of those. God damn it. Okay, do I have any atomizers? No. Damn it. Sorry, out of atomizers. Oh, spelled it wrong, but they get the point. Okay, let me out of here. Let me out of here. One sec. Okay, so I guess Riku just went back to town. Item pack. Item. Telepipe. Okay, let's recharge on some of our atomizers. Totally forgot about that. Shit. Yeah, go to the Dreamcastic channel. I put a link on my tutorial as well. That new video that PC Wizard put up is pretty fantastic. All right. There we go. And I guess I should probably take some money out of the bank and figure out what that weapon is and buy some other goodies. Come on. There we go. Take the setup, and there we go. The phone line method, or DreamPi method that we've been talking about, it's actually not that hard. And once you get it set up, it's literally just a matter of plugging your DreamPi in, and then it works. So the work they've been doing to kind of streamline it has been really impressive. Just need the, oh cool. What does this do? A whole lot of nothing. Looks nice though. You want to equip it? No, but I will sell it. Sell. Yes. My wallet is full. Forgot. Okay. Buy. Yes, okay. Buy. Perfect. Sell. Couldn't get rid of that guy yet. Alright, sweet. Okay, I guess I should probably unload some of those grinders because I'm really can't use them at the moment. I gotta get at least one more level up. No, you don't need an active landline or anything. You can just use your regular Ethernet cable. Use a regular Ethernet cable and hook it to your router, and you're good to go. Okay, let's get rid of all these grinders that we can't currently use because we don't really have any weapons that we are building. I will keep those escape dolls rather. Well, the cap is 56K in theory, but you also got to take into consideration that most of these games are optimized for using the just the line modem. So you're really not going to lose much. And the thing, when you used to dial out with an old school modem, basically your speed was dictated on how close you were to the ISP, and essentially your DreamPi is acting like a virtual ISP. So you're dialing into your DreamPi is answering the phone, answering the call, and sending out the connection to, you know, Silverant, for instance. So because the run is essentially whatever your phone line is to your DreamPi, let's say 3 feet, that's not a lot of distance to cover, so you're pretty much getting the maximum speed. Come on. The maximum speed you possibly can from your modem, and because you're getting the maximum speed you can from your modem, and these games are all optimized for that, I don't know, there's really no lag. Like I said, you will occasionally in some pretty hot situations get a bit of frame dropping, but overall, you know, it's pretty good. I think you might notice in some of my more recent videos with the broadband adapter that there isn't as much there isn't as much frame dropping, but it still does happen on occasion even with the broadband adapter. So it's not a foolproof plan to get a broadband adapter, and the one downside is that you can't fuck me, you can't get you can't play all the games either. Come on, where are you, Riku? Okay, there you are. What the fuck? Oh shit, okay, I forgot I changed my hotkeys. God damn it. Okay, where's my... Hey, what happened to my weapon? Did you grab Oh, he did grab my launcher. Cool. Probably just picked up by mistake. Sorry, I was trying to revive you, but I forgot I changed my hotkeys. Dumb shield takes like 5 each. I am going to fix that now. Okay, cool. Let's fix our hotkeys. Okay, customize. Oh, maybe I did still have the moon atomizer. And I just ended up using a ton because, yeah, you know, I was just saying there's really no lag. Maybe it was a little bit of the lag that was causing me to do it. Yeah, I guess if you played these games back in the day and you're used to using the broadband adapter, it would be kind of a pain in the ass to think that you have to go back to using the line modem and hooking up a DreamPi setup when, you know, historically you could just use the broadband adapter. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. Most of us that, I'd say, well, I shouldn't say most, but a good chunk of us that have started playing recently didn't really play during the heyday of the online community. So, you know, ignorance is bliss. We just don't know any better. Okay, boom, boom. Oh shit. Okay, we need to find out who else is online too. I'm surprised it's a Saturday night and nobody's really jumping in. I know there's a couple of early players from the UK, and because of the different time zones, it's difficult for them to jump in, but generally this is pretty hopping by this time of night. The patcher that I use is just the silver amp patcher, so pretty easy to use. You just burn it onto disk, put it in your Dreamcast, it loads up, and then that's it. You're good to go. You can also get the Eve's PSO patcher disc, which is kind of an all-in-one deal. The disc that I was burning, I didn't realize that they had two different versions of the ISO, and I guess the version that I had made all the enemies a lot tougher and everything. Okay, cool. Did you want to help them out later? I feel bad for the little guys. Okay, that's true. Yeah, the Quake servers are active. I was playing that, what was it, last week or the week before? I can't recall, but yeah, it's still pretty good. Again, I still suck at Quake, so basically I just run around and get my ass handed to me, but it's occasionally fun to play once in a while. I'm definitely not a huge fan of it. Oh, where are we going? Okay. And Riku, I assume you're watching the stream too, because I noticed you responded to a couple of questions before I typed them. So yeah, just let me know if you want to jump out and see who else is playing. Yeah, it'd be nice if they got Unreal up and running. I think there was some issue with I think Shenmue was trying to get it going, but didn't quite have like the server information or something to that effect. But I know it's on their hit list of games to get up and running. Doom, I don't believe, was ever released on the Dreamcast officially. So I don't know about that, but hopefully, like I said, the Unreal servers come up and running sometime in the future. They're kind of taking it one game at a time, and I know nothing about servers, so I couldn't tell you what kind of magic they're trying to put into those things. But from what I understand, there's one guy primarily doing it, and he just goes by the handle Shoma. And anytime you see something new pop up, that's him. So cool. And there are 2 servers for PSO that people primarily use. There's the what was it, the Shithack server, and then there's the Silverant server. From what my experience has been is that Silverant is great for Dreamcast players and PC players. Shithack is pretty good for people that are just like GameCube and PC. I haven't really seen a lot of Dreamcast players on that particular server, so. Ah, there we go. Sorry. Didn't see you in the chat there. Didn't see you in chat. Well, I guess some people might argue Wolfenstein 3D, but never really liked that game. Even when it came out originally, I thought it was pretty cool for what it was. But it even when it first came out, it didn't really wow me. It was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of neat. Doom definitely blew me away. Like, I played so much Doom as a kid. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Doom and what was the other big one? Warcraft 2, actually. That was another one that put way too much time into. But I'd always play like either local multiplayer, so we'd have like LAN parties and everybody would bring their computers to a community center or something like that. We'd have a big hub and we'd be able to play that way, or you just do the old trusty sort of dial into your friend's computer and they host the game, and generally people would only have one phone line active, so you know they wouldn't have a sort of like a BBS setup and have a secondary node available for you to play into, so it would just be you against your friend. And yeah, I can remember playing a ton of Warcraft 2, a ton of Duke Nukem 3D back in the day. And of course, you'd always have to wait till everybody was kind of in bed and stuff before you called or started calling up your friend. And that was primarily only because you didn't want somebody accidentally picking up your phone line, because that would kill the game. Alright, let's see what that special weapon is. Yeah, Unreal is on the Dreamcast. I've never actually played it. I own the disc, but I just, because it's not really fun to just play the solo campaign on it, I have never picked it up. I just sort of have it as just for my completionism. Ah, fuck, I'm gonna need more escape dolls or something. Ah, this is gonna be painful. What the fuck? Okay, let's try using our Yasminkov. Won't be able to well, no, that launcher's pretty effective too. Should start launching my traps is what I should be doing. Yeah, hopefully Bomberman comes up soon. I've got that game as well, but I haven't played it because, again, playing Bomberman rather in the solo campaign isn't that much fun. But I think it might actually be the next one they're talking about putting live, because I have heard some rumblings about it in the forums. Again, don't quote me on it or anything like that, but it does appear as though that's the one they're trying to work on next. But yeah, Bomberman's a fantastic little puzzle game. Played that on multiple different platforms in multiple different ways. I think the first time I played it was it for NES? I can't remember exactly. Might have been PC. But I've got it on all sorts of different consoles. I've got it on DS. I've got a couple of different versions on PC, just like either on disc that I haven't installed yet, or just little free-to-play games. Have it on my... Do I have it on my 3DS? No, I don't think so. I have Super Bomberman, but not the actual cart. I just have the flash cart and the ROM file on it. That might be it, actually. Yeah, it's a fun little game. It's a nice little pick up and play game. So when you say the Switch was hacked, do you mean that, like, you can do a firmware upgrade, like a homebrew upgrade or something like that? Holy smokes, this is gonna be painful. Okay, where's Riku? Sweet. Yeah, like I said, I think the first version I either played was PC or NES. It's a fantastic little puzzle game. I'm glad they haven't really gone too crazy with it. I mean, there's that one shitty version that they released that made it too serious and took away the fun out of it. But it's hard to go wrong with that game. Just keep it simple, keep it stupid, right? The only emulator I really use is the R4 card for my 3DS, or I have flash cards for my NES and my Super Nintendo. And the R4 card, I think the hardware on it is a little bit... I think it's primarily designed for emulating DS games, so the emulators sometimes struggle. The one that works the best are probably the Game Boy emulator and the NES emulator, but I noticed there's some shader issues with the Super Nintendo emulator, and what happens is you end up losing different layers of the sprites, and it can cause some problems when you're playing the game. So I could never play Super Nintendo on my R4 card. But there are a couple of different options. It's just that they're expensive options, so like I really don't want to spend $100 on a flash card that will play the emulators properly, but you know, it's still going to cost me $100. And I also have my RetroPi, which does the trick, although I don't really have the option to kind of sit at home and play things in front of a console nowadays. So I think between that and the flash cards and You know, I guess I can emulate it on my computer as well, though I don't really, I have like one of those Logitech wireless controllers that I never use. And, you know, I've also got an incredible backlog of games that I've never played, so I've got more than enough media to explore in different ways that I'm not really panicking too much about not being able to emulate, I don't know, like ActRaiser for my Super Nintendo on my 3DS. Yeah, consoles, they, you know, I appreciate them for what they are, but I just don't really play them as much. Like, I play the Dreamcast, but I don't really have an opportunity to kind of, well, I shouldn't say don't have an opportunity. I just think sitting down in front of the television and playing my Nintendo, for instance, there are a lot of good games. I enjoy playing them, but it feels a bit isolating, just because a lot of the games I remember enjoying as a kid, I always played local multiplayer, so things like Contra 2 and stuff like that. And yay, life caught up with me, so I don't necessarily have that option as much anymore. When it happens, it's great, but you know, it's not as regular. You don't just get up in the morning, bike down to your buddy's place, and start playing Nintendo. I think the one thing that's going to be cool with the Virtual Console for the Switch is that they're going to be releasing all of these games that originally had only local multiplayer available to them online, so you can play games like NBA Jam. You don't have to have like somebody sitting right beside you. Now you can just play NBA Jam, play with a group of people, or play with your friends or whoever's on your friends list, and you can be in your house wherever you live and just play that way, which I think is fantastic, because there's a lot of games that I would like to revisit, and I mean, the reality is that's pretty much the only way it's going to happen. So the fact that they're making that available, I think, is fantastic. Now I just have to convince people I know to get a Switch, including myself, but I'll get one eventually. So that is I guess a cool little selling feature about the Switch, and a reason not to hack it is that you know, you can apparently do the local multiplayer online eventually. They haven't released any games for them, the Virtual Console, to the best of my knowledge anyway. I did try playing the Dreamcast emulator on my Raspberry Pi, and it is a painful, miserable experience. I don't suggest doing it. I think for what it's worth, you know, if you've got to play Dreamcast games and, you know, just get decent ISO, burn them on the CDR, and just get a regular Dreamcast. They're not expensive, but to play them on the Raspberry Pi is just horrid. There's a couple of emulators that don't play very well. I think most people know the N64 is kind of garbage. PlayStation 1 is picky, but Dreamcast is just horrible. You can't play 3DS games on an R4 card, unfortunately. You can only play DS games. You can buy a special card to play 3DS games, but again, I don't own it. And I've actually got a pretty healthy 3DS game collection, a lot of the games that I want. There's a couple of games I would like to play, but I'm not really hurting. We're kind of at that cool stage where 3DS, since it's still relevant, but slowly turning out of phase, you're seeing more and more of this stuff turn up at yard sales and thrift shops and things of that nature. So I'm getting pretty lucky that way with my 3DS stuff, so I'm really in no rush. But yeah, there is a special flash card you can download 3DS ROMs to and play. I do not own that one. I primarily bought my R4 card just to run emulators. From what I understand, it works pretty well. Yeah, you know what? I probably should. There's a new image of RetroPie that was just released that looks fantastic. It's a 64 gigabyte image, and it has everything set up, and it has all of the emulators optimized for the Raspberry Pi, so you can just kind of play it out of the box. And it does come with quite a few games that, like all the MAME games, it makes sure they're from the right set, so they're all going to play properly. It does include a couple of larger games like PlayStation games and things like that, but you can delete those if you want. I think they put them on just to kind of show off that they had them available. Anyways, it's a 64 gig image. I can't remember who released it exactly, but I'll probably download that and then run that on my Pi. I currently use Recalbox. I actually don't use Raspberry Pi, and the only reason I used Recalbox was because I liked the interface better. They had a lot more options on it, but it's a lot clunkier as well. Okay, what do we got here? Anything good? I guess I should probably heal up. No, unfortunately Soul Calibur is not active online. I haven't really played too much Soul Calibur, to be quite honest. I'm not very good at that game. I played a little bit of it for, I think it was for GameCube back in the day. But yeah, it's not up there yet. Yeah, good question, because again, I haven't played much Soul Calibur for the Dreamcast, so I didn't know if it is online or not, but oh, come on. If it was historically online, the servers are definitely not up, because I'm sure somebody would have mentioned it at some point. Yeah, it's an easier interface to set up, and it has a couple of extra little features on it that I like. But I also know that RetroPie's caught up with Recalbox. I think what it is that when both were available, RetroPie didn't look as nice, like their menu didn't look as nice. They also didn't have, like the first versions of RetroPie didn't have Kodi integrated into it. You had to get that separately. So Recalbox is cool because you can use Kodi straight out of the box, for lack of a better term, and I don't know, it just looked prettier to me, and I figured, you know, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'm gonna just be the person that banks on Recalbox instead of RetroPie. That said, RetroPie still hasn't really, it comes with a lot more emulators installed, but you can install the same emulators on RetroPie just as easily. It's just that they don't all come with the system straight out the gate. But RetroPie, the last release that they had, you know, they've got all the cover art and everything, and it looks really, really nice. Really easy to get cover art as well. The thing I always hated about Recalbox was that unless you're using an external USB key to store your games, if you put everything onto one card, like let's say you get a 64 gigabyte SD card, micro SD card rather, it's such a fragile interface that it's known to crash, and then you basically just got to flash your card again and start from scratch, which means, you know, all your save states are lost, all your game ROMs are lost, everything's gone in it, so it can be a real pain in the ass. So from what I understand of RetroPie, they've become stable enough that that's like a non-issue. So anyways, I will be going back to, or I should say going back, but I will be using RetroPie in the future. Right now I don't have any emulators set up. I was actually going to hook up my Ouya and start running it off of that, but the extra Raspberry Pi 3 that I had before, I currently have running in my garage. So oh, XDP is fantastic. That's the only web browser I use. I've never used Planet Web 2 or 3. It's a lot more optimized for using the modern internet as well, and it also has a bunch of other little bells and whistles that are kind of nice. And it's free, so hey, why not? Default browser for what? For RetroPie or for XDP? The beard might come back one day. Too hot for a beard now, that's for sure. Okay, where are we going? Warp. Oh shit. Okay, let's see if I can do any damage on these guys. Fuck. This is not good. Ugh. Okay. God damn it. Yeah, I didn't know that you couldn't use certain browsers with the BBA. I thought that pretty much all the browsers were universal. Well, there you go. I took a sip of beer and I got my ass kicked. Alright, Riku. I promise I will try and pay better attention this time. Thank you kindly. I appreciate it. Okay, let's just bring ourselves back here and grab our Meseta. And freeze trap. Cool. I think I'm about due for a level up too, eh? 80,000. Not that close, I suppose. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. Totally forgot that I gave all of my money to that one dude in the last game. Guess I gotta bulk back up on Meseta. Okay, where are we going? This way. Perfect. Nope, not perfect. Where are we going? Okay. I should probably take that pipe. Me too. There we go. Because I think I'm running low on supplies as well. Okay, now we can safely take our beer. It's funny you mentioned that because I actually started playing Phantasy Star on Sega Genesis. Phantasy Star 2, I think it was. Because Phantasy Star 1, I think, was only released on the... Was it the Master System? I can't recall 100%. But anyways, I mean, it's different. It's a completely different animal altogether. It's actually the kind of games that I enjoy more. So, I mean... That's always good, but those top-down old school JRPG games, even though I really enjoy them, very time-consuming, a lot of grinding. Nothing that I'm, you know, I know if I get into them, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to take me forever to finish, because, you know, I'm not familiar with the game, so I'm going to have to, oh, get out of here. I'm not familiar with the game, so I'm going to be probably wandering around a lot trying to figure out what I'm doing before I eventually go online and just use a tutorial or something. But yeah, they look like a lot of fun. Remind me a lot of like Dragon Warrior, especially the later versions, like on 2 and 3. Yeah, the one thing I regret in terms of stuff that I've sold is that Master System I picked up. Fuck, I should have kept that. But I got a good price for it, and I bought it for next to nothing, and I really didn't want to start collecting. But that said, I mean, everything I got in that collection at that time for 80 bucks would have really put me ahead of the curve. Like, it came with 2 copies of Wonder Boy 3. It was... how many carts was it in total? I think it was 36 carts. Master System, 4 controllers, 2 guns, the 3D glasses, the arcade stick. What else did it come with? I think that was it, but I mean, that's more than enough. Anyways, paid next to nothing for it. Sold it for a couple $100. That was all well and good in the moment, but now I'm really starting to think I made a bad decision, because, you know, I would like to buy a couple of games for the old Master System, like especially Phantasy Star 1. I'd probably actually start playing that. And since I'm so far ahead of the game in terms of all the carts that I had at that time, it wouldn't have been a huge investment to spend. You know, I don't know how much the game goes for, but let's say it even costs 3 figures. I don't mind spending that on a game if I know I'm going to play it. So I've spent way more than that on games that I have no intention of playing, and I kind of regret being that person. But for particular systems, Dreamcast I guess in particular, I don't mind it as much because I'm sort of trying to build a full set. Fortunately, I never got into the cart collecting craze when Nintendo started getting popular again, because I think I mentioned it quite a few times. You know, I collected pretty much all of my carts way back in the day when Nintendo was the original NES rather, and retro gaming in general wasn't a big thing. So I had tons and tons of stuff that I picked up for next to nothing. You know, I didn't need to pick up all those high-end games that people want to buy, so I didn't need to pick up, you know, Contra for 40 bucks. Like, I've had, I don't know how many times I've had Contra. I've probably had Contra in my collection about 5 times, 6 times maybe, and, you know, I never paid over $1 for it. So that's not really bragging, it's just a sign of the time. It was way back in like the late 90s, early 2000s when nobody was collecting for that kind of stuff, so you always got a good deal just because nobody else cared. Okay, I think I might have to take a quick break here and settle up some things in real life. So let me just take care of these guys. Fuck. Okay. Riku is taking names, but hopefully they can jump back here and heal me up. Awesome. Okay, cool. Gonna take this. Okay, BRB. All right, I have to quickly take care of something, so I'm just going to hit pause on the mic, but the stream is still running. Okay, and we are back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to attend to a couple things. Okay, back. I'm gonna TP for supplies. Okay, item, telepipe, use. Perfect, here we go. Personally, I'm kinda indifferent about pirating, especially with old school properties. I mean, I feel like I've bought so much stuff that I've done my part to support physical media. You know, I just don't have any more room in my place. So what else am I supposed to do? I'm not going to start keeping things in bins. I might as well, you know, start condensing things by using things like emulators, for instance. So anyways, I don't think it's the end of the world. Oh, my inventory's full. Alright, where am I here? Let's go back. And let me just double check. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to check something on OBS, make sure it was streaming properly. Okay, Cave 2. Alright, let's do that then. Let's see who else is online. I'm going to quickly look at Dreamcast Now and refresh that as well. Okay, choice search, chat. Build card, choice search. Search any, okay. I've played with Arnold before. Wasn't Arnold the person that I think I helped them out last round? Okay, item pack. Item. There we go. Yeah, you know what? Good call, because I did intend on going to the medic to heal up while I was there, and I just ran right back. So, anyway, let's heal up while we're here. This is why we have all you wonderful folks online to keep me paying attention to the game. Items. Items and do what? Probably missing a sort. Okay, not the end of the world. Douchebag is online. Who is Douchebag? I'm very curious. Item. Map. Oh, what do we got here? Nothing. Okay, area map. Did I go the wrong way? Yes, I did. Of course I did. Okay. Item, area map. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna figure this out. I think we're gonna be okay, guys. My attack is so low. God damn it. Heal up, heal up. Come on, damage trap. Get going. Alright, there we go. Perfect. Cave 3. Okay. Let's see how far we get. Unfortunately, everybody else that's online right now is like pretty low level, so and it looks like they got a pretty full team as well, so if we were to join, only one of us would be able to play. So I think I'm gonna stick with Riku. Okay, there we go, there we go. One thing I do miss about having somebody that can cast in this group is that all that wonderful tech they throw at me helps quite a bit. Thanks for the tip, Riku. I appreciate it. Now, the game interface looks so simple, but there's a lot of little nuances to it that aren't explained in any way. Like the manual that comes with the game is pretty slim. I know there's an instruction manual. I don't think it's like a Prima manual or anything, but or Brady Games or anything. I can't remember who released it, but anyways, I don't own it. It's pretty pricey. It goes for about 40 bucks online. I have looked at it, but for what it's worth, I guess you can just use kind of online tutorials to sort of figure it all out. But I barely have enough time to play the game as it is to actually do a lot of research. It's sort of out of the question. Oh, come on, die, you guys. I mean, it's great that I'm able to tag them, and if we do finish them off, I do get a bit of XP, but man, are these guys fucking annoying. Oh, what do we got? Okay, more in these guys. Yeah, the instructions that come inside the jewel case are pretty minimal. You pretty much just left your own devices to figure it out, which is fine in most cases, but I sort of feel like what happened to my bottle opener here? There we go. I kind of feel like I'm in a stage of my life where I don't want to be hunting to figure a lot of this stuff out. I just want to play the game and enjoy. Okay. Probably only ever see me drinking Steam Whistle out of the bottle around this time of year because they have specialty cases with collectible bottle openers. Because, you know, I gotta collect everything. Yeah, you can't live in Toronto if you don't drink a couple of Steam Whistles here and there. I don't know how far they go, if you can get them internationally or not, but I can go to the brewery. I could, like, pretty much any day of the week. It's like a half hour away from my house. It's kind of a staple in this city. Bread, eggs, milk, steam whistle. Oh, it's a good beer. It's like a little hoppy, but not too bad. It's a decent IPA. Started off as a microbrewery. Got pretty popular, I think mostly just because of the branding. It was like right when the microbrewery sort of wave came in the early 2000s. Anyways, the guys that ran the joint, they had a lot of personality behind them, so it kind of helped out as well. And they used to offer these really cool brewery tours that I would go on, and they have like the 6-pack tour and the 12-pack tour, and it costs like $15 or something. And they give you a 12 or a 6-pack to go on, and they take you around their brewery in a little shuttle car, and they kind of explain how they make their beer and everything like that, which is all well and good. But the best part is when you get in there, they have like a free open bar. Now they've changed that, I think for obvious reasons. Probably wasn't a sustainable business model. And I suspect they probably had some people in there that maybe had a bit more than $15 worth of alcohol. But anyways, yeah, it was pretty fun back in the day, especially when you're in your mid-20s and on a budget. Not really, because like there's a dispensary on every corner. I think it's supposed to be legal in like what, May of 2018, so you're going to be finding it at grocery stores and everything like that as well. I mean, pot's never really been a big deal. Never really been my thing either. There's been a couple of, it kind of goes in waves. I don't mind like every once in a while. It's like a good like 70-30 blend. Nothing that's too high one way or the other, because you don't want to be completely wired and paranoid, and you also don't want to be just falling asleep either. But I find 70-30 is pretty good. Little hybrid blend. And yeah, just not often and not much. Just a couple little tokes here and there, you're good to go. I am really kicking myself that I didn't realize, and I should have, because it's not like it wasn't common knowledge, how much better concerts are when you're high. You know, I think people that haven't been there kind of, I shouldn't have to explain it to anybody that has smoked a joint, but the thing that differs from alcohol and pot is that you remember everything with pot. And alcohol, I question how much people forget, but regardless, you're certainly more aware of what's going on when you're high. The only blend I really like is grapefruit. If I want to drive myself crazy, I'll try some Great White. But I find grapefruit's pretty good. No, grapefruit. The strain of marijuana I was referring to. The thing with Toronto is they have a lot of medical dispensaries, so everything's kind of standardized in that regards. It's super easy to get hooked up to. It's not a big deal. You just walk in there. They've got doctors on Skype, and you know, tell them you can't sleep at night, and they'll give you a card. Like, they know what the game is. Marijuana cards and orthopedic shoes. It's all the same scam. As long as you got insurance or whatever, they don't care. But anyways, it's not terribly difficult. And there's actually two venues. One venue in particular, because I think the other venue closed down, but one venue that's been around for ages, that's pretty well known if you want to get a hookup. It's called the Underground Cafe. It's located at Broadview and Queen in Toronto, and it's a little hole in the wall. But what it is it's a comedy bar that's also a pot shop, and pretty intense place because, you know, oh shit, where'd Riku go? Item, area map. Where'd they go? Oh, they're way over there. Okay, cool. You know, a lot of the comics that go there, they don't even finish their set. Yeah, the states are a mystery to me. I couldn't tell you what's legal and what's not there, but Canada-wide, it's supposed to be legalized as of, I think it's May 2018, which means absolutely nothing. The people that are getting it now are going to be getting it then, and the people that aren't interested now won't be interested then either. So you're going to see a whole lot of nothing happening. But that said, it is kind of interesting because, to the best of my knowledge, Canada's in a bit of a sticky spot because I think if you're a member of the UN, since I think marijuana is classified, I can't remember what classification it is exactly. I don't think it's classification 1, like a Schedule 1 drug, but because the UN recognizes it as a legal substance, you've kind of got to make a decision whether or not you want to leave the UN or make it legal in your country. So, again, that's kind of like my layman explanation for it. Come on, heal up. But I'm sure good old Canada Land has crossed all their T's and dotted all their I's in this regard. And I mean, it was inevitable, so... I don't know if Trudeau's still pushing. I think that was definitely on his platform, but doesn't really mention much about it until recently. I think he kind of hoped people would forget because it would be too much work to legalize. He seems more concerned now with this whole Trump nonsense, just with like all the tariffs and stuff going on with all of our natural resources. You know, it's a bad spot for Canada. Big trading partner with the States, and it's a disproportionate trading partner because we're both our biggest trading partners. The only difference is our economy is pretty much 100% dependent on the States, whereas even though we're the States' biggest trading partner, we're still a fraction of who they trade with. So they lose us, doesn't really affect them. We lose them, well, bottom line is not good. So that said, I think he's trying to grease a lot of palms over there right now and paying less attention to what's going on over here, which is fine. Let him go play with his buddies. I didn't vote for the guy. And the only thing preventing me from actually voting for the guy was the fact that the local MPP that was in the riding for the Liberal Party, the gentleman by the name of Bill Blair. And if you're not from Toronto, you probably don't know who that is, but as the former chief of police for Toronto, and as a person who's not the biggest fan of police officers, and was present during like the big G20 riots that happened here in Toronto, I was not about to be voting for the guy. Now, in the whole G20 thing, I only participated in the fact that I was present. Definitely wasn't causing all the nonsense that everybody else was. But it does not mean I was not subjected to a couple of things I wish I was not. So one thing, for instance, is the night that they started lighting the cop cars on fire at Queen and Spadina, I was on a bike with my brother and a friend of mine, and we were kind of cruising around that area, just checking things out, wallflowering, not a big deal. And we're parked, and the police have got this big barricade. And my folks who live out of town, they called my brother on his cell phone, so his pocket rings, and he answers it. It's my mother, and she says, "No, holy shit, you see what's going on down in Toronto right now? It's pretty crazy." I said, yeah, well, we're actually kind of in the thick of it. And as he's telling her that we're sort of in the middle of all this nonsense, oh no. Ugh. That was a mistake. I might have to return to Pioneer, actually. Fuck. As we're down there, gets a call. It says we're in the thick of it. This cop comes up to us, pulls out this rifle or something, launches a beanbag at me, knocks me off my bike. I just see my brother looking at me, and like I wasn't unconscious or anything. I was just knocked over, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta let you go. Bill just got shot," and hangs up the phone. So of course my mom's kind of like, what the fuck is going on over there? So yeah, it was not necessarily a person I support 100%. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go. Fuck, I'm gonna have to go back to Pioneer. Riku is away from keyboard at the moment, can't really bring me back, and I don't have any escape dolls. But I did launch a pipe recently, so hopefully that is still active. Is it? Okay. Yeah, that sounds like pretty intense stuff. I couldn't even imagine. We don't really have much of that stuff here in good old Toronto, Canada land. Most we get are angry college students that decided they wanted to riot and weren't really quite sure what they were rioting against. In fact, I remember when I was present there, somebody had some sign and it said something about, it was like an InfoWars sign or something like that. I was like, really? This is what everybody's protesting about? There was really no consistency to any protest, and like there was some areas where it would be like a police blockade, and these art students would be doing like interpretive dance and shit like that, and it was just like, well, this is more embarrassing than anything else. Wow, that's pretty crazy. Okay, dropped my gear. Oh, cool. Oh, is that my money too? Okay, cool. Right on. Yeah, the most we have here... Oh, right on, Padre's playing. Cool. When I was in university, Padre, grab the cave tree pipe. Cool. Yeah, the most we have here is when I was in university, we have like something in Canada called residential schools, and if you don't know, it's kind of where we sent the Wii. I used the royal Wii, people well before my time, sent Aboriginal kids, and it was absolutely terrible. But the university I went to was actually a renovated residential school, and they were thinking about demoing that at one point because of, you know, just kind of what it represented and everything like that. But, you know, you can't clean history. What happened, happened. So the most thing you can do is acknowledge it, admit you fucked up, and move on. Unfortunately, I don't really have a horse in the race with that guy. Sorry, I'm not American. It wasn't my fault. Oh, Canada indeed. Okay, bang, got it, bang, got it. Excellent anthem. You know what? It is actually. Thanks. I wrote it. Okay, sweet. Oh shit. Oh fuck, okay. Get up, get up. Find a place to snipe. I should probably keep a melee weapon on me at some point, just in the event that I kind of get cornered like that. See if it's really that effective. I see a monster. Alright, we're going to stick with the Yasmin Cough, I think. It seems to be a little bit more effective. For whatever reason, I can't get the launcher to really connect. I think it's just because... Oh, shit. Okay, well, here we go anyways. Ready? I think I'm pretty much good to go. Yep, unfortunately I don't follow politics. I was a bit of a fan peripherally of certain politics, like I used to follow Young Turks and stuff like that, just to kind of see what was going on, but then I started to get really anxious all the time. And I realized all of this concentrating on politics and stuff was probably not good for me. You know, it made it sound like the world was on fire, yet every time you walk out the front door you're fine. So it's causing me a lot of undue stress, especially for things that I could not change. So I decided to opt out completely, and I just do not pay attention for the most part. Much to the chagrin of some of my friends, but that's okay. I'm going to stick my head in the sand on this one. I got enough to worry about. Nothing better than listening to a news report saying that everybody hates everybody and everybody's fighting with everybody. Yet when you walk out the door, everything seems kind of fine. You talk to your neighbors, you help out random people in the street. There's no big issue. But don't let the media know that. Oh, the new Castlevania series is fucking awesome. And a couple of things I didn't realize about it too. So like, for instance, it's written by Warren Ellis, which is really cool. And I didn't know it was produced by Adi Shankar. So like, he did those really cool short films on YouTube, like Dirty Laundry, which ended up being like a Secret Punisher short film. He also did, what was it called exactly? I can't remember the title of it, but it was a black and white full frame short. And again, didn't really reveal what it was, but it was a secret Venom film, which was really cool. And he also did that Power Rangers film, which I didn't like 100%, but it was okay for what it was. I'm not a huge Power Rangers fan to begin with, so it's hard for me to kind of get into it, but it was cool. I'm glad they did it, but just the whole doing sort of an adult R-rated themed Power Rangers show, just I don't know, it seemed a little too out of character for that series. Yeah, I didn't watch the new Power Rangers movie. I probably never will. But that short film that he did was kind of, like I said, kind of interesting for what it was. But the Dirty Laundry, I think, is definitely my favorite out of all those shorts that Adi Shankar did. So, the only thing that kind of ticked me off about Castlevania was it felt like just as it got started, that's where it ended. It's probably a pretty clever. They obviously had a team behind it that intended it to be that way, you know, keep your audience wanting and stuff like that. But I feel like they could have gone a little bit further with that series before they decided to cap it off. It would be nice if in the next season, though, they can bring back a character like Grant or something. Because they already have Alucard and they also have Sypha, so you know, the only one they're really missing is Grant. The only thing I can think of for why they didn't include Grant in the first season was no, bring me back. Was because the intention was to bring them into the second season instead, which is fine. Now, I couldn't tell you if this new Power Rangers movie was in canon or out of canon with the rest of the mythos. Oh shit, I can't. Item pack, items. Did they bring him back in time? I hope so. I only watched the first series when it first came out, and I think I've watched it more as a goof because I thought it was ridiculous. Definitely didn't get into it in the sense that it was one of those series that kind of was part of my formative years. It was definitely released in North America well after my formative years, and I just thought it was just hilarious that it actually existed. Okay, so did I get anything cool? I got a couple of weapons. Those are always kind of nice. What's my XP at? Oh man, I'm still quite a ways away. Alright, let's go to the Techer. Did we pick up anything cool? All these melee weapons. Ugh. Want to equip it? Hells no. Anything good? Nope. Well, at least I'll get some Meseta. Okay. I'm just gonna sell this crap. Sell. Okay. Bang. Buy. Yep. Buy. Yep. And buy. Yes. Okay, cool. Alright, let's go back and get rid of any deposit, Meseta. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, so where did everybody go? I think I'm probably actually gonna have to log off soon. Looks like I've been putting in about 2 hours. It's a good little run. Hey guys, thanks for a great game. I got a jet. It's 12:45 here. And the Black Hearts Amigo. Yes, always a pleasure playing with you as well. Okay, so let's go back to the lobby. Let's save our game. And here we are. So is there anybody else actually on tonight? Let's just take a quick look. Whoops. Choice search. Search. Oh yeah, we got a couple of people starting up. That's cool. Okay, before we get too deep into it, save one. Saved. Okay, and let's quit our game. All right, so that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. Always a pleasure. It's Saturday, so I haven't checked the game schedule for Wednesday, but definitely shoot for something on Wednesday. And I got the next couple of days to myself, so I might actually be able to jump on Sunday or Monday as well, which would be kind of nice. But in the interim, hope everybody is doing fantastic, and we will do this again soon. So have a good night, everyone. Goodbye.